then takes his message back to Washington, where Congress is set to vote on whether to authorize military action. NPR's Scott Horsley reports.
President Obama spent much of the G20 summit talking about Syria. At a working dinner last night and in private sessions with other world leaders, he made the case that Syria's government is responsible for a chemical weapons attack that the White House has killed more than 1,400 people.
What I've been emphasizing and will continue to stress is that the Assad regime's brazen use of chemical weapons isn't just a Syrian tragedy. It's a threat to global peace and security.
That was my president talking about Syria. Okay, a lot of people may not know this about me, but I am extremely interested in world events. And I am extremely interested in what's going on. And I decided to weigh in on it. This is me weighing in on the tragedy of human lives being lost by very, very extremely effective weapons of destruction that can almost strip you of, at the very least, the right to die fighting. You know, I mean, I'm not an advocate for war. I'm not an advocate for destruction at any cost. But dang it, if I'm gonna die, at least let me die fighting. Now that's a word. But here's my take on it, the whole thing. Yes, something should be done. Like, honestly, something should be done. And the question that everyone is asking, both nationally and internationally, hold on, y'all, wait a minute. This Baptist convention going on, and these mothers of Zion have coming back from their lunch. Do you see this? This is what you call itis and arthritis combined. They don't know whether they need to go and sit down, go into prayer, or go straight to the bathroom. I'm sorry. Okay, anywho, so I'm back. I want to roll down this window so bad and just scream, mothers! Okay, so back to the matter at hand, which is Syria and what should be done about Syria. Number one, I hope that a lot of people my age and younger, it is really my hope that we start focusing on some issues that are a little bit more, have greater implications than some of the things that I find my generation, and even a little bit of the generation before me and a little bit of generation after me, if there is a generation after me right now, I don't know, I'm sure there is, that we kind of focus on things that are not that huge of importance. This, on the other hand, to me, is a very important thing. The fact that human lives are lost with such an, and this is my opinion, unscrupulous method. I just saw my buddy coming to the park. Yeah, so the question is, what should be done? I mean, what can be done? What should be done? And how to do it? That's the international question right now. That is the question right now. What should be done, and how do you do it? Because really, I'm gonna put myself out there. Really, we are basically sticking our necks out again, and with the looks of it, after the end of the G20 meeting today in Russia, we don't have a lot of international support at this point. So to walk in with any type of military response for Syria would be kind of dangerous, because you don't have the backing of the international community. Morally, I feel like this has to be addressed in some drastic way. Morally, I feel like you know, in a perfect world, you wouldn't have to use violence to combat violence. I just don't, it doesn't add up to me, but that's the way of the world. You know, my brain is doesn't work that way. But for everybody who's jumping to conclusions and saying, you know, we should do this military airstrike, that military airstrike could lead to, number one, loss of casualty. It's going to lead to loss of other lives, especially what we consider quote-unquote innocent people. Secondarily, it's going to completely open up the prospect of another war or other wartime actions that could be taken towards the United States. Sometimes you just gotta let folks fight their own battles. That didn't sound good, but that's my opinion. Sorry.